Welcome back to Right Wing Chatter, the home of unapologetic, patriotic common sense. Today we're talking about the absolute chaos on Britain's streets, the weakness of the so-called opposition, and why Restore Britain is fast becoming the only serious voice for people who've had enough and want their country back. Yesterday in Manchester we saw once again how broken this country has become. Britain First held a march calling for remigration and mass deportations, and the city centre erupted into clashes as counter-protesters turned up, police piled in, and yet another British city descended into disorder. Ordinary people look at this and think, how did we get here? How did we reach a point where basic questions about borders, immigration, and national identity lead to running street battles in a northern city that once powered the Industrial Revolution? While the streets are boiling over, the political class in Westminster is asleep at the wheel. Labour wrings its hands, parroting the same tired lines about community cohesion, while refusing to admit that mass immigration and parallel societies are tearing the country apart. The Conservatives lecture everyone about law and order, after they spent years opening the borders and betraying Brexit. Reform UK? They posture on TV, but their idea of tough is to talk a big game while filling their ranks with the same failed ministers and recycled faces who helped create this mess in the first place. That's exactly why Restore Britain matters and why its launch as a national political party is such a turning point. Rupert Lowe, the MP for Great Yarmouth, has broken from the floundering centrists at Reform UK and built Restore Britain as a genuinely independent right-wing party with a clear mission: control who comes into this country, and even more importantly, who stays. This isn't about tinkering around the edges, it's about a fundamental reset of Britain's immigration system, our borders, and our national priorities. In just days since formally announcing Restore Britain as a national party, Lowe's message has exploded online, with millions viewing his launch statement and thousands of patriots lining up behind this new banner. People are sick of being told that wanting deportations, border security and clear British laws is extreme, while the real extremists are allowed to march through our cities unchecked. When he says Restore Britain will not include failed ministers, or those tainted by the disasters of the past, it's a direct shot at Reform UK and the Tory establishment that many on the right have been desperate to hear. On social media you can see the shift happening in real time. One user wrote that they'd been reformed since the early days, but now see Restore Britain as the only party with the spine to finish the job on immigration and national sovereignty. Another commenter said they'd never voted before, but after watching Manchester turn into a battleground, they're ready to back any movement that will deport foreign criminals and end mass migration for good. Others are praising the umbrella structure of Restore Britain, saying it finally gives local grassroots groups a national home rather than leaving them isolated and ignored. Let's be clear, the choice in Britain is no longer between left and right, or even Labour and Tory. That old game is dead. The real choice is between globalist decay and patriotic restoration. On one side, you've got Labour, the Tories, and a floundering Reform UK all vying to manage the decline, protect their careers, and keep the doors open to endless immigration. On the other, you have Restore Britain saying enough. Time for mass deportations of illegal migrants and foreign criminals, time to halt the endless flow across the border, time to ban divisive, parallel legal systems like Sharia, time to scrap burqa-style coverings in public institutions, time to end halal slaughter in our supply chains and put British standards, British culture and British workers first. While farmers have been strangled by red tape, cheap imports, and green ideologies cooked up in Davos boardrooms, Restore Britain is talking about backing our own producers, protecting British land, and making food security a national priority. While the woke mob screams about pronouns, climate lockdowns, and open borders, Restore Britain is talking about law, order, borders, tradition, and the family. That's what real people care about when they look at their pay packets, their communities, and their children's future. And this isn't just a British story. Across the West, from Europe to North America, we're seeing the same dividing line appear: globalist elites versus nations that want to survive. In Britain, Restore Britain is that line in the sand. It's the movement that says our culture is worth defending, our borders are worth enforcing, and our people are worth putting first. So here's the call to action. If you're watching this and you're tired of the riots, tired of the excuses, tired of being told your own country isn't really yours anymore, then it's time to move. Join Restore Britain. Go to their website, sign up, get involved locally, and help build this umbrella of real patriotic resistance. And for this channel, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this video so more people hear that there is a real alternative and it's not Labour, not the Tories, and not the centrist sellouts at Reform UK. This is our moment. The streets are sending a message, the people are waking up, and a new patriotic force has stepped forward to answer the call. Stay strong, stay British.